What's good, family? Welcome to another episode of An Honest Conversation about hip-hop. I'm your host, D. Mulraney, a.k.a. hip-hop's old head, a.k.a. hip-hop's Uncle Phil. And, of course, with me tonight, I have my boys, the one and only.
It's your boy, son Kapone, the greatest rapper never known. Man, summer is here, motherfucker.
Full force.
Ooh, the sun ain't playing.
Mullet, Jerry curls,
Shit.
Lisa. Summer's here in full force.
Oh, man, I'm getting clowned for not having my hair follicles, and I wish I had them right about now.
And I do not want summer to take me home at all. Leave me alone, summer. And shit, this is the first, real time has been real hot, especially out here in the IE.
We hit 99, mid-90s, high 90s.
I'm not looking forward to this summer.
Oh, it's going to be blazing, homie.
Yeah, speaking of blazing, we got the one and only man with the blazing hot takes.
Your boy Big Poh. Man, it's about to be over 100 for the next 5 days, bro, man. So,
damn.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Hell is a bad place to be, Pooh.
I know it's not a bad place to be.
Oh shit.
Well, we're gonna speak about on this episode a couple people who probably.
Shout out there. Who was that? Look.
Who y'all looking at over there on Instagram?
We just looking at this girl winking right now. Man.
She winking?
She got a winker.
With her third eye.
Oh, with that third eye. Hey, I am woke right
Lick
now.
lick my what? That's not her.
No, that ain't her.
All right, well,
We'll protect the thought
names,
identity.
yes, the thought identity will be protected.
Somebody, baby mama over here wilding out, but hey,
and that's perfect way because we're gonna talk about a lot of shit. Cats going to hell, baby mamas wilding out. This is gonna be a very with the shits episode of An Honest Conversation about hip hop. So let me just start with that right now. You usually listen for gems. There will be no gems being dropped whatsoever. It's going to be a different episode because this is a different type of week. So first of all, I just want to thank everybody who's rocking with us, supporting us. You know where you can find us, our Libsyn page, Facebook. You can find us on Honest Conversation about hip hop, and then all over social media. And we'll give all that shit out a little later. So, gentlemen, before we get into the craziness, let's get into some actual hip hop news. Nasir Jones dropped. Now I'm not gonna say it's his first single, but the first piece of music that was on that was supposed to be on the Lost Tapes. So I guess before he drops the album on the 21st, which I think is next week, he's going to give us some music that didn't make the cut. So today he dropped a record called Al Jarreau. And for those out there that don't know who Al Jarreau is, Google it. Do the knowledge, as Dyer Lansky would say. But Al Jarreau is definitely not Queensbridge. Definitely not golden era hip hop. Whole nother spectrum. So I'm gonna start with you, Pooh, because you are more versed when it comes to Nas, and so you, I would say, are a fan, right? Like myself, we support Nas. What do you feel about Al Jarreau?
I wasn't feeling it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I understand trying to do things outside the box, and, experiment, but I feel like there's a reason, number one, that there is a Lost Tapes 2, and also there's a reason why the shit didn't make Lost Tapes 2. I just didn't like the vibe of the shit.
The vibe of was it the beat, or was it so much the rhyme pattern? Like,
just the beat, number one, and then just, I don't know. I just feel like Nas is dope enough where he doesn't have to take those type of chances, but sometimes you just try to, I guess, challenge yourself, and this one just didn't work out.
And I think with Nas, that's one of my biggest issues with him is that he is always he's always taking chances when it comes to his music. And some of them work, some of them don't. Like for me, I was never a fan of the I Know I Can. I mean, good song, don't get me wrong, very positive or whatever, but maybe something he should have sold to somebody else or just passed on. But Simon, let me ask you, another Nas fan, again, like myself, what are your thoughts on Al Jarreau?
I was running it, and when I was running it, I'm telling you, I'm low budget. I got the standard YouTube, so I got to run through commercials and shit like that.
So you got the standard.
Hey, so I get that 5 minutes of advertising, and if I'm running that many tracks, shit, I might get the whole 30 if they being an asshole about shit. But so I'm running this shit on the way home just to hear it for the show, and I thought that the motherfucking beat was advertisement. I thought they were gonna advertise fucking.
That's
the,
never
hey,
good.
hey, I thought they was gonna advertise the Rye or some bullshit. You know, like get my AA and motherfucking computer drafting or some shit. Then I heard the shit kick. I was like, this can't be it. So I look at the phone and I'm like, motherfucker, it is this after schoolhouse rock shit on Saturday morning. It took me back to '83. Like, what the fuck is this shit?
You was waiting for Land of the Lost to come on next.
You know, so I was like, okay, so this shit is jumpy and shit like that. Then you hear, man, the little fuzzy thing running around, they're talking and shit. But I was like, man, I heard the beat real jumpy and shit. Then I hear Nas, trying to match that jumpy beat, and I'm just like, man, this shit need to be lost with the rest of the tape. If this how this shit is gonna be sounding.
And you know what? So, and I guess that's my issue with this is why release this? Like as a lead up, like release the shit after. You know what I mean? If people are still like, we want more music from you, more lost music from you, release it after. This is a song. This is the first song in leading up to the release of a project that is highly anticipated. Like, I don't download too much shit. Like in my phone, this is something I'm going to download. This is something I have high expectations for. We talked about not supporting old heads last week. Some people disagree with us. Shout out to Alcatraz and Zario, and some people agree with us as well. But like, this makes me not want to even listen to the lost tapes too. Like, if you had to tell us, oh, this didn't make the cut, well, shit, it's apparent this wasn't up to cut. Like,
like you was really sitting down debating or put this motherfucker on there. Like, man.
So now I'm skeptical about what else is on the album, because if this was in debate of making the cut or not, what else are we gonna hear?
You know what I mean? I am scared.
And I think, I don't know who executive, and this is a question no one's really ever asked, I guess outside of Steve Stout, is who executive produces Nas music? Like
Helen Keller and shit.
This nigga said Helen Keller.
She said, I can't hear it. Shit sound good. Shit.
Wait, but was Helen Keller blind?
She
or
was deaf and blind. Yeah.
But that's my question: is who's that ear for Nas? Like, that every artist has had that other person that's listening and saying, yeah, man, this might be it. I know, we had Large Professor, when he was signed to, I forget what label that was, but Steve Stout was the head of the label or whatever. It wasn't Loud. I can't remember what it was, but who is that person that's sitting back and be like, yo, Nas, this ain't the record, man?
He got yes men in his corner. I mean, it's Nas. How do you tell that this shit's not dope? You know what I mean?
Go ahead.
He need real ones in his corner, and I just think that motherfuckers is yes men, and Nas been doing it so long. Hey, you piss him off, you ain't gonna be eating for the month of August. You know what I mean? So, hey, this shit dope, Nas. Keep that check rolling.
What were you gonna say, Pooh?
I was gonna say, if you go back to the history of Nas, I would say everything after it was written, production was questionable. It's like he'll find a gem every now and then, but overall, I think his ear for beats is terrible.
No, yeah, we said this on the show. He's probably the worst. Him and Eminem are in my opinion, are the worst two beat pickers in the history of hip hop.
Yeah.
And I know he hears this.
Yeah.
And again, I respect that he's taking chances. Like, what's the record with him and his dad? That's another one I'm skipping every time it comes up. So he has those within his catalog. You Owe Me. There's a lot of those where it's like you are above MC-wise, you are above this choice, this selection. Mm-hmm. But again, he grew up in a jazz scene, around jazz music, so I can understand him wanting to bring that out. But we need more project windows and less of this other shit. You know what I mean? You don't have to be boom bap, street rap Nas. You could be someone who makes, records like that. Black Girl Lost. You know what I mean? Like, those are, when we talk about Nas, we talk about, his hits. We a lot of times forget about those gems that he has on some of those albums that if you put them up against other songs in that same genre, like, the positive black woman uplifting song, like, he's got a lot of those genre specific songs, the storytelling song or whatever, where he's killing everybody else at doing that, or at least holding his own up there. But then it's just those times he goes far left And when he goes far left, he goes way left. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like for instance, if you go back to '96, in my opinion, I know most people ain't gonna agree with this because of popularity, but I Gave You Power is 10 times better than Me and My Girlfriend.
Oh yeah.
As far as rapping about being a gun.
A gun, yeah.
It's not even close.
In my opinion, it's elementary school, like it's some young kid.
Yeah.
Me and My Girlfriend. Oh yeah, that'd be dope. And then I Gave You Power is just another level of thinking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just the descriptiveness of what he was doing in the rhymes. You know, and again, you know, you can't hold Pac against that, 'cause I'm sure that's in the I'm trapped in the studio and gotta bang out 4 albums in 2 days period of Pac's life. So there probably wasn't a lot of thought put into that. Just like, hey, I got some shit I dribbled or I scribbled down when I was locked up. Let me just get out, make these records, and then give them to the masses. Where I'm sure Nas had a lot more time to sit back and really create and craft that. So
yeah.
I don't want people to think, oh, here you go, D, knocking Pac again. It's not about that. I understand. But if we're comparing apples to apples, you know, Me and My Girlfriend's a Granny Smith, and you know, and I'm a gun or I Gave You Power is you know a Red Delicious or whatever. It's just completely 2 different apples on a different scale. So let me ask you, are we still hyped for the Lost Tapes 2, or now does this kind of make us be skeptical in regards to what we're getting? We know we're getting production by Swizz Beatz. We know that Kanye is on there. Supposedly Premier is on there. I've heard that supposedly I just totally forgot it. Mentioned his name. Large Professor supposedly is on there. Don't know what other producers are on there. And then supposedly there's really no features. It's just Nas himself. So I'll start with you, Son Kapone. Is this something that you're still gonna be checking for?
No, of course, because he's gonna have some gems in there. You know what I mean? Will it be a classic? More than likely not. But of course, it's still Nas, so he's gonna have some gems in there that we are going to appreciate. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Disappointed in this bullshit, but I'm looking forward for the record.
Big Poh?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. The little snippet that I heard, the production on that snippet sounded pretty nice.
Yeah.
And then also, I kind of give him the benefit of the doubt because the first Lost Tape was dope as fuck. But I like, it wasn't more of Premier and these big producers. He had like Alchemist and niggas on that level. So it's just that, to me, that's the Nas I like on that type of production. So we'll see, because that's what I'm listening for. I'm not listening for a big hit or a Swizz Beat throwaway. I want to hear like some shit that may have came out like in '96 that just got dated, but I still want to hear that sound.
Right. And you know, that would be dope if we get some of that stuff that for whatever reason, like maybe some more controversial records where he's speaking on, you know, because from what I understand is the I guess people still refer to it as the nigger album because that's what it was called, right? One of the moves that I wasn't really feeling of to name it that word. You know, Nas is clever and he could have came at it another way, but I heard there was a lot of music that him and Dead Prez worked on in that period of time. There's even rumors that, you know, Stick might have, you know, wrote some of the rhymes or whatever during that period of time. Sticks never said anything in regards to that. Nas has denied it as well. They said they collaborated, but there was a lot of music that was supposedly done that they couldn't get approved to get on the album. I would like to hear that, especially nowadays in the time frame that we're in and that we're living in. You know, we need some different type of conscious music. We get the friendly conscious music right now. Hopefully Nas can hit us with something that's a little more jarring. You know what I mean? So $1 million is what the Catch Me Outside girl recently got from a publishing company. So she's entered into basically agreement with them as a songwriter, and then they'll receive some royalties from publishing. She's going to get an advance of about $300,000. A few months later, another $300,000, and if she hits sales incentives on this project, she's going to get another $300,000 and some change. 16 years old, if I'm not mistaken. And what really shocked me, and I'm gonna read this verbatim, because I really hope that if you're an aspiring artist out there and you're listening, and you want to be this big time artist in the industry, I think this is something that you need to hear. So, in an interview with Hip Hop DX, shout out to them, want to give them credit. The young lady's name is Danielle Bergoli. And what she said, they asked her basically how she ended up getting her record deal. So, she said basically her mother put her on this TV show, the Dr. Phil shit, where she became famous. Then she got in some sort of trouble, had to go home, or had to go and work a program. Came home from the program, and I guess they don't listen to music. They're just trapped doing their thing, whatever, trying to get their shit together. So she didn't know anything about hip hop culture, at that time. And she got a cell phone. She opens up an Instagram account. She starts looking around. Guess who she sees? Herself, plastered all over the internet. And everything saying cash me outside, all this bullshit. So then she gets a phone call from someone who says, hey, I'm a manager. I want to manage you. Do you rap or do you sing? To which she answers, no, I don't do any of that. Says, that's fine, because we can still make something out of it. So then they fly her to Los Angeles. They put her in an apartment complex and took her around, and they started meeting all these executives and things of that nature. Put her together. They made some music. And next thing you know, she signs a deal with Atlantic, I think, when she was,
14 or 15.
Yeah, 14 or 15. So, I'm asking you first time, Kapone. How do you feel about these young internet folks just getting shoved into the industry and being forced down our throats?
I mean, that's the times we live in. It's the wave. You got to ride the wave. And with the publishing, I thought she was going to get 100% of her publishing.
I think it's like 70 or something like that.
But even at 70, they're still smart, because I don't know what they're going to do. It depends how they're going to market her. I think they just got a hold of her exclusively now until the girl turns 18. Then she can start doing grown folk shit. And I think that's when they're going to push her and take advantage or hold on to that publishing. So when that wave is at its peak, they're going to collect. So, I mean, everything is all viral now. So she didn't purposely mean for this to happen, but hey, she caught the wave, and everybody's trying to cash in on it. So
let me just correct what I said. So she's getting $1 million, and the $1 million is an advance on future royalties. She's going to receive at least 70% of her future record sales, licensing fees, and digital streaming.
All right.
So I'm assuming that's not a bad deal nowadays.
Either way.
Still sounds like a 360, but it sounds like she's on the healthier side of the 360. Pooh, what's your thoughts on the Cash Me Outside? Or should we call it Cash Me Outside? Because you got cashed out.
Man, it's it just shows you the state of where we stand now. It's like let me back up just a little bit.
Yeah, back up.
Okay. Y'all know I kind of been real critical of Cardi B.
Very.
Okay. But
still fine though.
Due to recent events, give her a prop. You know what I mean? And because she's real, and I'll give her that. So, but let me get to the point I was trying to make. Cardi B was a personality that everybody fell for when she was online, and then also on Love and Hip Hop.
Right.
So what I'm starting to notice is, if you have charisma and the people like you as a person, then all you have to do is just make a song, and then you happen to make a hit, then you're already marketable. So it seemed like that's what they're doing with this girl. She already had popularity, and then they made her marketable, and then niggas that's down on their luck who we may respect, they'll tap dance on that shit. For instance, when I seen DMX in this young girl's video, I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding.
Highly disappointed.
Yeah,
right?
You know what I mean? Like, come on, for real X. Like, it's so it doesn't surprise me. You know what I mean? Popularity sells. It doesn't matter your skill set. It's not the consumer is not us anymore, and the youngsters don't think as closed-minded as us. So they're willing to be open-minded and give that young shit a chance. You know what I mean? So marketing-wise, I can't knock it. The young girl's getting the money. It's not hip-hop in my book, but hey, I'm not gonna knock anybody for getting a little check if that's what it's down to these days.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say the same shit I said about Cardi B early, and I don't want to compare them as an artist. I don't like any of this little girl's music. Yeah. I do like a few Cardi B songs, but again, if this is a path for her to get paid, I can't knock it. You know what I mean? Obviously, She doesn't have a lot of advantages from what it sounds like. She sounds like she was a troubled youth. So if this happens to be her lane, and hey, just get your paper and get out as soon as you can. I'm not gonna support you. You're not gonna get me. This probably will be the last time we talk about it unless she does some wild shit. But yeah, it's just crazy. And so again, to those artists,
R. Kelly, you fuck.
Yes, he will. We're gonna get to Simon Capone's boy.
See, I'm wise enough to know when you're bad.
In a quick minute, we're gonna get into Simon's boy. But if you are an artist out there and get away from the industry as quickly as you can, invest in self, build your own brand, find your own lane, because the record industry is no longer checking for you and hasn't been checking for you in a very long time. You understand that? They are checking for these viral sensations that don't know how to rap, don't know how to sing, aren't even aware of what's popping in the culture at the time. And they have the people who write great songs and can image and style these people and give you the chance to be placed on the platform, and that's it. So, moral of the story is, if you love your music and you love your craft, then you got to do you and not fuck with these labels. So, perfect segue, Mr. Charles Fold, aka Big Poh. So Kels, Simon Capone's boy. So he was charged in Chicago for sleeping with minors, but somehow was walking around and, still doing what he does. And then recently in New York, he was arrested by the feds for federal sex crime charges, including sex trafficking and child pornography. Allegedly, they found him in the possession of child pornography. Now, at the same time, there's this Jeffrey Epstein, disgusting pedophile motherfucker, who has a whole island that he retreats to whenever he wants to. And rumors is this is like Pedophile Island. There's just all these little girls. I don't know where these little girls come from, that are just on this island, and he does whatever the fuck he wants to do with them. Well, he has been charged, arrested, arraigned, or whatever, and now he's facing big time sexual trafficking charges as well. So I'm gonna start with you, son. Is this the final straw when it comes to your boy Robert Kelly? Are you officially putting your hands up and just like, I'm done?
What you mean I'm done? Like, what the fuck you sure I'm married to the motherfucker or something? Like,
well, just right now you're singing, your body's calling. I mean,
I can't take that shit away from my motherfucking youth, man. I mean, as far as the music, I still rock the fucking music. I ain't gonna support Kels. I ain't putting no money in the GoFundMe, or I'm not gonna stand on fucking. I'm not gonna stand on motherfucking.
You're not gonna stand up
with a picket sign and shit. Free Kels. You know what I mean? Like, no, he got whatever he's coming to. Unfortunately, all these fucking pedophiles, it's fucked up, because no matter what justice that our system throws at these cats, these girls are not gonna get their lives back, and it's a very unfortunate. No matter what time they throw at them, it's just not gonna happen. I hope they both get the maximum fucking penalties. But I mean, to say, am I done with Kels? Yeah, I'm done with Kels, but like I said, the music is just.
So you riding out to 12 play tonight? As soon as we leave here, you throwing on 12 play right now. Yeah. Shit. Big Poh, what about you, man? Your boy.
It's a tricky one, because at the moment it's still allegations.
Right.
He hasn't been proven guilty.
But you believe?
Well, to this guy over here, he's guilty.
Well, no, I mean we had the first.
To Judge Wapner over here,
we had the first tape.
But you know what? But like you said, I can go back to 2002, and you know what I mean. I'm not gonna sit here and fucking incriminate myself.
Right.
Watching fucking child pornography, but I was told by many of folks that R. Kelly was fucking that little girl. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah, I mean, a lot of people saw the tape.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But
100%.
It's crazy how we can bend the rules for shit that we like. You know what I mean? If that was, let's just say that was a motherfucker who hated hip-hop and hated our culture, we wouldn't give that motherfucker music a second chance. You know
exactly, yeah.
So why do we bend the rules for some shit that we might have liked? You know what I mean? So
Well, because I think what Sam said is it's connected to our memories. You know what I mean? Like, so we don't see Kells for the sick, twisted individual that he is. We see Kells for the hit records that he had, or the memories. Like, oh, I remember I was in the club, you know, when Feeling on Your Booty dropped, and at that point there you can feel on everybody's booty. You know, we attach our memories to these artists, or just people in general, these famous people, instead of the actions. When it's regular people, we associate by the actions, right? Like, yeah, he fouled because he did A, B, C, and D. But when it's celebrities, it's like, man, he hit the game winner, bro.
It makes sense, you know, and to personalize it a little bit more, I've never got pussy to R. Kelly music. I think it probably would mean a little bit more to me if I was stroking to this nigga's music. You know what I'm saying? But unfortunately, well, I ain't gonna say unfortunately, but it just didn't happen in my time.
I've stroked, and man, the Chocolate Factory, I did a lot of stroking. You know, because I was like, all right, I'm ready to kind of move past, you know, Happy People, you know what I mean? Marry Me, Dream Girl, you know what I mean? Like, you know, he's, you know, that's in the past, but that now gets no rotation. Rotation.
You know what?
But you still rock Prince, and this motherfucker had his girl. He moved his a minor in with him when she was a minor. He moved her from overseas to live with her, and then he ended up marrying her at 19.
Allegedly.
Like, it ain't no allegedly. It's the truth.
Allegedly.
He took guardianship. That shit is filed with the state. And again, bending the rules. He's bending this shit right now, Pooh.
Listen, the reason I'm not bending the rules is because I've never seen. This is what you're telling me. I've never seen any of this.
It's on motherfucking Wikipedia.
Alleged. Well, okay.
Yeah,
So Wikipedia.
You only see what you want to see.
So you quoted Wikipedia. You know anybody can go into Wikipedia. And I'm not defending Prince.
Bending.
I'm not bending. I'm just saying it's Wikipedia. Is that the source?
Mind bender over here and shit.
So is that the source of information?
It's the truth, because she was married to this motherfucker at 19. He met her at 16. She was a dancer. This pervert, that's the broad he married. This nigga took guardianship of her at 16 years old, Pooh. She lived in France. She lived in France. He moved her. He moved her in what the hell is Paisley Park, wherever the fuck.
This nigga said Paisley Park.
He fucking lived there or whatever.
Yeah.
As a minor, took guardianship from her mama.
That being funny, do you think Prince was fucking her?
Yeah. Come on, this little nasty motherfucker. He 5'2", of course, and he can only run up in a 16-year-old and feel like he doing damage and shit. You know what I mean? Come on now.
So
I don't know, man. Nasty motherfucker.
You don't think he had her eating his pussy?
See,
probably.
Every week we try to come on here and slander
the landing strip and shit.
No, I'll fuck with Prince.
Now, for real, if it's true, then that's gonna make me look at him a different way. Yeah. But this, when you and your brother originally addressed that, I went to look for anything that validated that, and I couldn't find it. So if it's on Wikipedia, that's cool. But I want to see some other shit. Because we have the evidence of Kells doing it. It's just not. It's not myth. It's not something that someone said. This is evidence over a very long period of time. And I'm just talking about the sex with the minors, the occult shit. Like I've said before on this show. If you're a grown-ass woman, you're letting somebody tell you when you can scrub your snatch and you could pee and do shit like that, you a fool. And if you're of age and you're part of his little sex cult, then you know what? That's your fault, boo-boo. You should be strong enough to not need that type of shit. Or if that's what you get off on, then cool. That's cool too. But don't try to go get paid because you did something and then it went south and he like another heifer more than he like you. So now you got an issue. But when it comes to the minors, and that goes for anybody.
But nobody's defending that shit. I'm just saying the music.
But
the music got nothing to do with with the act.
And this is originally what I had an issue with, was us, the people, brown and black people. As soon as that shit came out, we started pointing fingers at everybody else who did it.
No,
like
Elvis.
What about Elvis? Well, you just said. What about Prince? We're talking about the nigga that.
I'm just talking about pedophilia. Yeah. And motherfuckers is taking guardianship of kids and moving kids in there with them and ultimately marrying them in their teenage years.
If he did that
shit is wrong, bro. That shit's no different than fucking Woody Allen, other than that it's his stepdaughter.
And if
it's the same shit.
If he did that, that is true.
Well, own up to it. Why the fuck I gotta be the bad guy?
Like two niggas, you and your brother. If that's the case, why? If that happened, why? And again, I'm not defending him because I don't know what's true or not. I'm asking questions. But if that really was true, how come Warner didn't use that against him in order to leverage and get the music? How come this never came out? That's my question. As much as fighting he's done against the industry, and everybody's always like, man, the industry killed Michael Jackson because he had all the Beatles songs, and the industry. We never heard about this. And it wasn't that Prince wasn't defiant and Prince did his own thing. Prince was very out front. Fuck the industry. Fuck the government. Fuck all this type of stuff. We never heard of it. So now whether or not it's true, I don't know. I'll do my research. And if you have research or something, video, tag me. Let me know. Because I would definitely love to hear that. See if it's true or not. Because again, I'm solely against anybody who is courting minors, trying to put minors in, you know, that the shit is nasty. So let me ask you this. Pooh, you gave us your thoughts already? On Kale's?
Yeah. I said a little something.
So let me ask you this. In my opinion, this Jeffrey Epstein motherfucker is way, way worse. Whole nother fucking level of pedophilia. Yeah. Kale's is the fucking Sacramento Kings, and this nigga's the Boston Celtics.
Yeah. I mean, what's wrong? They're both wrong. You know what I mean? It's just
right.
He's been getting away with it
at a much higher level. Boys with Clinton, boys with Trump. Trump and him supposedly had a calendar girl party where they had 28, 29 models over at Mar-a-Lago, and it was just them two. People at Mar-a-Lago were saying some of them didn't look like they were old enough to be 17, 18 years old. They were really young girls. And the fact that he was, the first sentence, he was basically given house arrest in jail on the weekends. So Monday through Friday, he could walk around society, go to work. He had an ankle bracelet on. Saturday and Sunday, he would report to prison, and then he was out again. And now this is somebody who has been. You were telling me how many?
There's over hundreds of charges because he settled just in that when he got locked up. He settled with 36 kids. 36 kids. Yeah. 36 kids. And that's just that one 2000.
And he's still walking around, still been able to do all this fucking crazy shit. I was reading something where he paid a family member, or I guess it was the father of one of these kids. He's been paying him installments of $350,000 every year since whenever this went ahead and took care of. You know what I mean? I mean, to me, it's just it being a father, being an uncle. It's just crazy, man, that people are selling their kids out that way. You know what I mean? And then there's people that are around them that are saying, "Hey, I was in fear of my job. I was in fear of my livelihood." You know what I mean? Like, you know, it just tells you he's got that much power that he basically took a middle finger to the feds and said, "Fuck y'all. Y'all ain't doing nothing."
And they did it.
And they did it. Until all this shit kicked up now. So I'm wondering who he pissed off.
Where is the island located?
I don't know. It's somewhere off the coast of, I want to say it's like in the Caribbean, you know, somewhere. So there might be different laws that allow him to do that.
There's maritime laws and shit like that where once you hit water, none of this shit on land applies.
And if he owns the island,
then he sets his own rules.
He sets his own rules if it's not part of something else. So technically it's way out in the middle of nowhere, and he can fuck all the 14-year-olds he wants and nobody can say shit.
It's crazy because the generations prior to ours, these niggas was doing it. I got uncles. I got I didn't heard all the stories like these niggas, like how we was pissed in our day and age. Like we got fly ass juniors and seniors at school, and a grown ass man with a car come to the school and pick her up.
Yeah,
them niggas was fucking. Oh, the cheerleader, 23, 24 years old, fucking high school cheerleaders, they was doing it. And if you really go back like generational, like our grandparents' age,
they was getting married at fucking.
They was fucking. It's just so crazy how the Constitution of this country is written, depending on which state you're in, the age of consent is different. Like for instance,
because in Georgia right now, you could have sex with a 14-year-old. Or actually, you said that shit. But I know we ain't got no pedophiles listening to this shit. But
niggas moving to Georgia right now.
No, but it's 14. You can have sex with a 14-year-old in the state of Georgia.
In Arkansas, the age of consent is 15. So anything 15 or under,
15 and goats.
Without a consent from the parent is considered statutory rape. But 16, you can do all you want. At 16 years old, but in California, you gonna go to jail and potentially get shanked the fuck up.
Yeah.
For doing the same thing that's illegal.
done,
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like I remember hearing when Tiger was fucking with Kylie Jenner, and Charlamagne made the joke that New York is 17, so he could just redshirt her for a year and then he could do what he could do the next year. But it's
That's what I'm gonna say. Red shirter.
redshirt her for a year until she's 18, or take her 16-year-old ass to New York, and when she turns 17, then he can have his way with her.
Yeah.
But if he did that shit here on our soil, you go to jail. You know what I mean?
You go to jail. If and I think to just piggyback on what you're saying, Pooh. I think society has changed so much, and in those older days, if you had 6 daughters in the house, and the 22-year-old construction dude came by and, hey, I fancy your daughter Bethel, you know what I mean? And you'll be kind to her. She don't know how to cook yet, and all this kind of stuff like that. They're looking at, let me get this little broad out the house and go on and get married and do your thing, and you'll have to learn to be a wife now if you want to do this, Bethel. So maybe in that time frame it was very regular. It went on a lot, and as society has progressed, I guess we've understand more, or maybe because we've evolved more, you can stay younger longer. Like, you couldn't be 16 with no responsibilities when you had to fucking put the tire on the prairie hitch, you know what I mean? Or you had to go fucking pick cotton in a fucking field all day, you know what I mean? It's different realities now. Shit, we know niggas in their 30s that still live with their mama, don't on the couch, no job, no responsibility, you know what I mean? We know females with a gang of kids that their mamas take care of. So life is a lot different now, you know what I mean? As far as how things played out, people are older with less responsibilities now, where you'd have been younger with more responsibilities. Maybe that played into you're ready to be a mother, you're ready to be a father, whatever the situation is. But when it comes to these two nasty cats, I hope they throw the book at both of them. And this is a really good case study in to see how we treat black folk and white folk different.
This ain't no case study. I mean, R. Kelly is gonna get the worst of it. I promise.
Right.
You that.
That's what I'm saying. It's
He's
good.
Gonna get the worst of it, and that's.
I'm gonna be paying a lot of attention to this.
That's not. Yeah, I mean, it's black and white, but that's elite and everything.
Right,
else.
because based on the charges, this dude should get way more time.
This motherfucker
They
should be
kills.
banished. You know what I mean? He should be banished and moved to fucking Mars. You know what I mean?
He should be brought out in public and give every single person that he violated should get a piñata stick and be able to beat that nigga like a piñata for as long, 5 minutes. And people, that's barbaric. But nah, that's how we got to really, like in the Middle East, when they be cutting off people's hands for stealing loaves of bread and shit like that. I'm not against if you can prove without a shadow of a doubt. People say, how can he prove without a shadow of a doubt? If there is DNA evidence, if your semen ended up in a 16, 15, 14-year-old person, you know what I mean?
Off top.
You got the scratches on you and the whole nine. We don't need Olivia Benson. We don't need Detective Tutuola. Get the piñata sticks. We taking your ass outside and we tuning you up.
Swing for the fences.
And that's funny because that nigga started fucking his baby mama when she was a minor.
Yeah. Oh, you talking about Coco? Yeah.
No, Darlene.
Oh, Darlene. Oh, for real, huh?
Yeah.
I did not know that. All right. Ice-T.
She met the nigga when she was 16.
SVU. Nowadays he is that dude on SVU. So nowadays in hip hop, everybody talks about you have to have your promotion game on point, on lock, and stuff like that. So we sat down and we just watched a video, a live or something with Turk, Hot Boy Turk from Cash Money's Hot Boys, his baby mother, and someone else. Now, if you guys haven't seen this video, allegedly there's a lesbian lady who refers to herself as a stud. And this person happens to be looking for Turk and tries to reach out on live, which if you see somebody's girl and you don't see the dude with the girl, why would you reach out during the live, right? So baby mama picks up, some communications had, Turk jumps in the frame and automatically starts pressing the stud. The stud then says at some point, basically, me and your girl got down and we did an artificial insemination and we've had a child together. Now, that's either the wildest shit that I've ever heard, or as all of us kind of thought, the longer the video went on, the crazier and faker it sounded, right? So I'm gonna start with you, Pooh. What are your thoughts on that?
In the beginning, it sounded like a legit story, but as I watched the shit, Turk seemed like he was trying to diffuse the situation. The stud kept amping it up, and then as it went on, then I don't even know the stud. I don't know call it she, he, whatever the fuck you call it. The stud chick said, "Well, while you was gone, your girl had artificial insemination. We had a kid together." And you would think that the nigga would just fly off the handle and say some shit. He was just a little too calm for me. You know
he
what
was
I
like,
mean?
"You got a baby?"
Yeah,
and that was pretty much it.
Yeah, it was like it wasn't enough rage. Like in that instinct, the phone would have got broken. The nigga might have drunk some gin and slapped the bitch out of her skin. Anything could have happened. It was just a little too calm. I'm talking. This is reality. Niggas make mistakes in the moment of passion. You know what I mean? His girl could have got backhanded, and niggas would have been like, he shouldn't have done it. But I understand.
And
I just
shout
can
out
see
to
that.
Chris Rock. Yeah. Son, what do you think, man?
I mean, if we notice anything from the video, like I said, I think it's staged as well, because he kept reiterating that they was gonna finish the track.
Yeah.
And he reminded her, well, we're gonna finish the track, and that's what it's all about. And then, you know what I mean?
Shouted out the track a few times.
Yeah.
"Oh, my girl ain't a hot girl.
Yeah.
She ain't no," like he was explaining what the hot girl meant. We still gonna do the track. Like, yeah.
So, that's my take. I just think it's too far. I mean, shit, it's 2019 and anything go. I done heard of every scandalous story from here to Tuscaloosa and shit.
Windows to the walls, yeah.
But I just think they were doing too much, and you found out your girl was fucking with it. Like, as a man, I'd rather have my girl cheat on a dude than another broad, because if she's going the total opposite way, you done fucked up majorly. So
that's a good question. So you would rather have your girl sleep with a lesbian rather than another dude, just because you'd feel as if, well, obviously there's something that it's not me, it's her.
Yeah.
Would be the reason that you'd rather have that go down.
Yeah, because she's trying to connect with a woman on a feminine tip. You know what I mean? That's just some shit I don't got. If she going to the other dude, then it's something I'm lacking in.
I agree, man. I think there's some bullshit. It's very staged, like you said, Pooh. It wasn't heated enough.
Yeah.
The history you shared with me, the history should be cancer. We know he's been in jail. You know what I mean? 10 years. That's a lot of time together. And if that was the one, that was your ride or die. And you find out your ride or die is getting hit with the strap on and went through artificial insemination. The baby didn't look like it was old enough to be while he was locked down. It looked like the little baby was like a year or so.
So she go throw all that shit away for Marquisha? I don't see it, my nigga.
I
agree. I think the shit is super
maybe that,
staged.
you know what? That's probably what the track is about. Is homegirl fucking somebody's wife.
I think so.
That's probably what the concept of the track is.
She kept referring to herself as the goat of the studs and a full-grown stud and a whole stud, and there was a lot of that language. And so again, it was like it was pumping her up, trying to put her on the map. Now there's other conversations that we didn't watch because we called bullshit from jump, but this is like a 3 or 4 part continuation. Him and the brother get into it, and the girl and her on the camera again. There's just a lot to it. And you know what, Turk? It's sad if this is bullshit. If this is some Jesse Smollett shit, it's sad. I guess maybe they have an opportunity to maybe do some reality TV show shit. I don't know. Love and Hip Hop New Orleans or some shit. Hey, Mona Scott's always looking to exploit some motherfuckers.
Beat a bitch edition.
But yeah, that shit is crazy, man. I mean, the depths that people go to keep themselves relevant nowadays, you know what I mean, is a whole new tip. We in a whole new world.
The reach is straight minute bull status and shit.
Yeah, it's fucked up because when I first started watching it, as a man, I was feeling for Turk. Like, oh, like, this bitch is scandalous. Like, you gonna do that shit? Like, but then the story just unraveled because it just, like, I done been around enough bullshit motherfuckers in my life to where I can spot bullshit.
And I was with you at the very beginning. I was like, man, this is so fucked up.
Yeah.
And when she said, well, tell your girl to come get her son, I was like, this is so fucked up. But his reaction, you know what I mean, was just kind of like.
And then she said, "Don't be putting my baby on."
Yeah,
for real?
Yeah.
She didn't say. It was just
like you would think that she's fighting cancer.
Yeah.
I don't know how close she was to dying, or if that ever went through her brain.
Yeah. She was wearing wigs and shit, so it was
so she was doing chemo and
Yeah.
everything. Wouldn't that be a conversation like on, your life is coming to an end? I know that I don't have many skeletons, but
Yeah.
I know if my life is coming to an end and there's some shit that I have kept, I'm gonna have to say, hey, I gotta get this off my soul. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. I mean, if it comes out as being fake, it's shame on him. I mean, shit. I don't know. I guess that's what happens when, baby doesn't pay cats. You gotta go do all kinds of wild shit to just get put on, man. But man, unbelievable.
YouTube soap operas.
Yeah, for real, man. Like I said, hopefully Mona saw it and cast these cats or something, because
that record ain't gonna say.
well, just to be a part of that is an L in itself.
Yeah.
It's whole crazy just to be, you know what I mean? Just like in hip hop is so vindictive that, if anybody gonna beef with him, they gonna bring that up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If anybody, just the memes and all this type of shit that's gonna come out of it, to put yourself in that position, you had to be expecting something like a payday.
Yeah.
But we're going to do a quick one tonight, folks. We're going to wrap it up. We're going to get out of here. Before we go, Kapone, you want to say anything? Shout out anybody?
Yeah, I shout out all the baby mamas with air conditioning. Holla at your boy. It's that season.
Yeah, we sweating in here tonight, man. This shit is ridiculous.
But shit, thanks for everybody tuning in, man. And make it a productive one next one.
Big Poh, what about you, man, before we get out, before we slide out?
Just showing love to everybody who supports the show. And, just, I don't know if I even spit this shit on the mic, but I'm gonna say it because by the time we record another show, it'll be old news. Jermaine Dupri basically came out and said the same shit that I said.
Yeah.
In the industry's in the uproar.
Yeah.
These bitches is just strippers rapping. You know what I mean? So, and now they done flipped it on his head and saying all that.
So real quickly, I just think Jermaine Dupri's not the one to say that.
Yeah.
Because you've done gimmicky shit your whole entire career.
Yeah.
When the industry was jiggy, you were jiggy. You know what I mean? When the industry was about the South, you were the South. You know what I mean? So I don't want to hear that coming from Jermaine Dupri when we're talking about everybody's a stripper. You're part of that. Everybody had a boy band wave or kid rapper wave or whatever. You know what I mean? So shout outs to the dope female MCs. There's a lot of garbage ones out there, as are garbage men. But Jermaine, come on, man, you better than that. You don't. And you said it went on People TV. Some bullshit. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, why are you even on People TV? What you talking about? Like a reality TV contest you got coming up or something? The 30th anniversary or 40th anniversary of So Def or something? Come on, man. But other than shouting out people, that's it. You good?
Oh yeah, I'm good. Just keep tuning in, keep talking this shit. If it offends you, fuck you.
Word. Big shout outs to everybody who listens every Monday morning in Philadelphia on Big Bad Radio.
What up, Philly?
Salute to y'all. Big shout outs to David Longoria, for always sharing everything that we post, always listening, tuning in and rocking with us, man. We appreciate you. Again, you know where to find us. Facebook and Honest Conversation About Hip Hop Podcast. You can find us on Instagram, AHC_podcast, and just type in an honest conversation about hip hop in your Google search, and you'll find a program and you'll find where we're at. So we out. It's been your boy, Hip Hop Old Head, aka D Moraney, and we'll see y'all next week. Peace.